myself. Some of you know me, some of you don't. My name's Miss Anne and I'm the manager of the Queen Anne School in Farman Baran. Okay, so we'll have the meeting, then at the end we're going to separate into groups. But at the end of the meeting I will tell you which groups to separate into. The purpose of this meeting is to ensure that both schools run in unison and abide by the same rules and policies. So by bringing both schools together, we can clarify today the rules, procedures and policies of the school. So there is no difference between both Queen Anne branches. So the points I'm going to go through with you today, my points are not academic. They're the basic running of the school, how we should behave and what we should be doing within the school. Academics will be after this meeting. Admin, AQCs and supervisors. All admin, AQCs and supervisors should arrive in school at 7:30 a.m. to meet and greet the students. Admin and AQCs finish at 3:30. Supervisors must stay until all children have left and gone home. Once the students have gone, then the supervisors can leave. New school closure time. 3 p.m. is the new time for student dismissal, effective from Sunday the 22nd. This extra teaching time brings us into the Cambridge guidelines for subjects taught and the number of subjects per lesson. For example, if you are a science teacher and you have had 3 lessons a week with 1 grade, it's not enough. You cannot cover all the material, then we are sending more homework home. So with the extra closure, means 5 extra lessons a week. They will be used in areas where needed. This will decrease the amount of homework and give you more review time in the classrooms. Supervisors' contact details. Every member of staff in this room should have their supervisor's contact details. If you are going to be late or absent, you must contact the supervisor by text message before 7:30 a.m. To do so afterwards means there's a delay in covering the lessons. You cannot tell another member of staff to inform that supervisor for you. It is your responsibility. So everyone, make sure you have the supervisor's contact details. It's your responsibility. Supervisors 7:30 a.m. One option only. Okay? Okay, AQC's information. All staff must have contact with their AQC. So you should have your AQC's mobile number. So your AQC can make a Viber group with you. And she should also have your emails. If there is information that she needs to give to large groups, numbers, it's easier to do it by Viber or by email. Also, by the end of this meeting, teachers from the Massif Road School, you must give Miss Carley, Miss Narmin your contact details also, because you will also be added into a Viber group from Farman Baran. School transport. School transport is a privilege, okay? If you are not ready for the school transport when it arrives for you, the driver is only allowed to wait a maximum of 2 minutes. If he leaves without you, it is your responsibility to provide your own transport to school. If it comes at a cost, you are liable for the cost because you was not ready for the school transport. On the buses also, anyone who travels on the bus, you're responsible for the behaviour of the students on the bus. The bus driver cannot focus on the road completely if he's watching students behind him. You must not think once you are on the bus your day has finished. Your day finishes when you get off the bus. Canteen food. All staff have to pay for canteen food. If you are eating school food, it is 25,000 dinars a month, $20, okay? Did you do the list? Shafida? Did you do the list? Yeah? Okay. This is deductible from your salary. If you change your mind midway through the month, you will still be charged for the month, okay? It's too much extra work. If you want to cancel it, then please inform Miss Rafida in this school and myself in my school, and it will be cancelled for the following month. Students eating school food. The first lesson of each day, the first teacher in the class must do a count of the students that eat school food. If you are not sure who eats school food and who doesn't, on the class list, the names that are coloured, it's either in red or yellow, they bring their own school food, sorry. So, for example, if you have 28 students in the classroom that morning, 4 of them bring their own food. So you will have 24 students who will need school food that day. What you must do on a post-it, and this must be done by 8:15 every morning, on a sticky note you write 24 students and you put it on the outside of the glass door. The supervisors will collect it. This way we can give the numbers to the canteen staff and hopefully cut down on so much wastage with the food. If a child enters the classroom late, just inform the supervisor. So supervisors, every evening before you leave, you must put a sticky note in every classroom on the inside of the window. So when the teachers come in, it's there for them to do the numbers. 8:15, it must be done by. To simplify things, supervisors, when you put the post-it notes on the inside of the glass, please put the classroom. So when you collect it all back, for example, if you have 3 kg classes, you add up the 3 kg numbers, and if it's 90, you make a list. KG1, 90 students. KG2, 50 students. This helps the kitchen staff also, okay? And again, it will reduce food wastage. Okay, school times for staff. All staff must be in their classroom by 7:50 a.m. This gives you time to prepare for the lesson ahead, to prepare your board, and to meet and greet your students. If you arrive in school before 7:50 and you decide to sit in the staff room till 8 o'clock when your lesson should start, this is not acceptable. You need to be in the classroom 7:50 a.m. ready to start your lesson at 8 a.m. on the dot. If students are late, you do not delay starting your lesson. This is down to the parents bringing the students late. So you cannot make the rest of the class wait for students who are late. 8 a.m. sharp, your lesson starts. The last lesson finishes at 2:40 p.m. for reception and Year 1 students. From grade 3 to 10, as we have in Farman Baran, the last lesson is 3 p.m. The teacher in the classroom for the last lesson is responsible for separating the students. Private taxi, school taxi, transport, parents, okay? Some students will say, I'm private taxi, but it's school transport. Private taxis lists must be made separately. So you are responsible for ensuring which group leaves the classroom first. The staff room will be locked at 2:50 p.m. every day. Ms. Rafida will make sure the staff room is locked. If you have personal belongings in there, you can collect them once the kids are on the buses and you can go back, okay? This is to ensure that all staff are assisting at home time. Teachers who teach reception in Year 1 must leave the staff room, even if it is your break, at 2:40 p.m. to assist in the bus area. Even if it's your break, 2:40 p.m. you must leave the staff room to help. The sooner we get all the students on the school transport and to their parents, the sooner you all get home. So we all must help. This time is a hectic time of the day and everyone is expected to help. There are no exceptions. School laptops. If you've been given a school laptop, you must take full responsibility for it. If it is lost, stolen or damaged, you are liable to pay for repairs or replacement. Laptops should be returned to a secure place each evening if you are not taking them home. For example, in Farman Baran, teachers leave their laptops with Mr. Hallo. Here in Showers, do you have a lock-up place? Yeah? Lock your laptop up securely. You are responsible for the laptops. Laptops are for school use only. They are not for downloading movies or music for your own private entertainment. The computer suite. The computer teacher is responsible for the upkeeping of the computer suite, ensuring all laptops are fit for student purpose. Any resources that are needed must be requested a week before they are required. An inventory of the laptops and other equipment must be given to myself for Farman Baran or Mr. Rebaz in the Massif Road School. So who's the computer teacher for this school? Science labs. The science teachers who are permitted to use the labs are responsible for all science labs. The safety of the students in using equipment is essential. Responsibility for all equipment, ensuring that dangerous chemicals and other items are locked away safely, and the cleanliness of the labs. Again, an inventory of the science labs must be made and given to Mr. Rebaz for this school. If there is equipment you are missing, you must also give the list to Mr. Rebaz. All deadlines must be met. All deadlines for work must be met. Lesson plans, end of units, bank questions, exam bank questions, any other tasks that have been requested by your AQC, your deadlines must be met. Your lesson plan must be with your AQC by 12 p.m. on a Tuesday for the following week. When we split you into the groups, Miss Noor and Miss Narmin will give you further details on the lesson plans, okay? But meet your deadlines. Okay. Supervision. The staff member that's in the classroom for the lesson before breakfast is responsible for the supervision of the students during breakfast time. This also applies to lunchtime for students in reception, grade 1 and grade 2. Lunchtime for grades 3 to 10, this school 9. A schedule should be drawn up for teachers who need to supervise. This way we can be fair to all members of how many lessons you are actually teaching and supervising and participating in. Please remember, supervision is not an excuse to socialise with each other. If you are supervising in the canteen or the play area, you must be walking around and watching the students. Many accidents can happen. Supervision is there for a reason. It's the safety of the students. It is not an excuse to socialise. Behaviour of the students. It is all our responsibility to ensure that the students are behaving in all areas of the school. If you are on a break and you are walking down the corridor and you see a student running, you should not ignore it. You should just ask them, stop and walk. If you see students playing rough with each other, you should intervene and separate. If you see students shouting or using bad words, you cannot ignore it. We are all responsible for their behaviour in all areas of the school at all times. Social skills. Social skills are also part of the student's education. It is not just what we are teaching from textbooks in certain subjects, okay? It's our responsibility to teach them social skills and etiquette. Each morning, always greet your students, good morning. If it's the afternoon, good afternoon. Make them raise their hands when they wish to ask for permission for something. This is the only way we can implement it, and you must follow it through, not just do it for 1 day or 2 days. When the kids are eating in the canteen, it's not right for them to be running around. So you should encourage them to sit and eat nicely and to eat with cutlery. And when they've finished eating, to throw their rubbish away in the designated trash cans. This is all social skills and etiquette. It's how we help them turn into young men and young women. We must teach students to be respectful. The first step in doing so is ourselves being respectful to the students. If you show students respect, they will respect you. Respect has to be earned both ways. Even as a teacher, you cannot just expect them to respect you if you are not showing them any kind of respect. This will spill over to their friends, to their parents, to family members. Again, this is part of their education. Staff room cleanliness. You are responsible for your own staff rooms. You must keep the staff room clean and tidy. The fridge must be kept clean and all expired food must be thrown out. You are responsible for wiping down the table and ensuring that the tea canteen is kept clean. You cannot just leave rubbish and food lying around. You have to be responsible. My advice, make a schedule so each teacher or member of staff who uses the staff room has to take responsibility at some point for the cleanliness of the staff room. Okay, the fingerprint machine. Every member of staff, I know in Farman Baran we have a bit of a problem with the machine at the moment, but every member of staff should fingerprint in when you come in the morning and when you leave on the evening. If you do not fingerprint in, you are absent. You are not in the school. It's your responsibility. Please ensure that you use the fingerprinter every morning. Leaving school during working hours. If there is an emergency and you have to leave school during working hours, you must fill in the early leave request form, which will be with Miss Rafida or the supervisors in my school, or maybe even the supervisors here, Miss Rafida, yeah? Okay. But you cannot leave the premises until this has been authorised by a member of management. Printing room. The printing room is not a place for social gatherings, okay? No member of staff should be using the photocopying machine. Mr. Hallow is responsible in my school for the photocopying machines and Miss Rafida responsible in this school. You cannot use the machines unless you have had permission. And no socialising in the room. It gets very busy Mr. Hallow, Miss Rafida also have other tasks that they must be doing. Resources, for example, crayons, pens, paper, coloured cards. Recycle where possible to cut down on the waste. If you have pencils and they are this big, you can still use them. If you have coloured cards and you've been cutting out and you have odd bits and pieces left, hold on to them. You may be able to use them for something else. We must start thinking about waste in all areas of the school. So be mindful with the resources. Recycle, reuse where possible. Dress code. No jeans. By this I mean denim of any colour, whether it's light blue, dark blue, black, grey. No denim. No tops with large motifs on the front. No leggings. No skin-tight bottoms, where they are tight from the top all the way to the ankle. No trainers. No high heels, and no completely strappy open-toe sandals. No bright coloured or animal print dresses, blouses, tops, whichever. Okay, gentlemen, smart trousers, shirt, plain polo shirt. Ladies, plain trousers, skirts or dresses. Blouses, plain, pastel colours. If you want to wear dresses, it's fine, but subtle colours, not bright reds, yellows, greens. High heels, ladies, please be mindful. The reason we do not allow the high heels in the school, as you are walking through the corridors, the heel creates a noise. This is a distraction to the students and to the teachers. So no high heels. For the ladies who wear headscarves, no patterns, no bright colours. Black, navy or grey only. Just these three colours. No patterns. We do appreciate that you're on your feet a lot all day. So, if you wish to, you can wear a flat trainer that looks like a walking shoe, like a Skechers kind of shoe, okay? But not the fashion trainers with the big soles and the stripes. And it must be black, plain black, and it must just look like a simple lace-up or Velcro shoe. This is also a health and safety hazard. If you are wearing open-toe sandals and you are skipping down the stairs, it's very easy to slip because your foot is not secure in the shoe. The same with the high heels. The heel can slide on the tiles and you may be injured and hurt. So this is also for health and safety reasons. Personal hygiene. Please be responsible for your personal hygiene. It affects the students and members of staff. Please be aware. It's okay to say, I shower every night, but if you're wearing the same shirt every day, it does not make a difference. If you don't shower every day and you're just completely putting loads of deodorant on, it can leave a very strong aroma in the classroom. This is not fair on the students, as they have to be in that classroom all day, and is not fair on the member of the staff who is going to come into the classroom once you have left. Personal hygiene, please. Take responsibility. Staff meetings. As of now, any staff meeting that is called for out of school hours, such as today on a Saturday, all staff must wear black or grey bottoms and a white shirt or blouse. This is mandatory for all staff meetings. Private tutoring. In this pack you will see there is a form for private tutoring. Every member of staff must sign this form. In Fireman Baran, I've had all the forms back. If not, the forms must be completed and given to Ms. Rafida. No private tutoring is acceptable at all. If you are a teacher in this school and a parent requests you for the other school, it is not acceptable. If you are a grade 5 teacher and a parent from a grade 7 student has requested, not acceptable. Regardless of school, grade or subject, there is no private tutoring. This is in place also to protect you. If, as I have encountered in the past, teachers have private tutored students outside of school hours, and the parents will come to the school and complain about that teacher, I cannot help you or protect you in any way because you are working outside of school hours. This reflects badly on the school. If the students are in our school and you are private tutoring them at home, that is not always the case. So no private tutoring is allowed at all from either branch. Comes to the attention of the admin that private tutoring is taken place, it can lead to a substantial deduction in your salary, a substantial fine in your salary, and may even end in termination of your contract. Moonlighting must also not take place if it is with an organisation that will benefit from information or knowledge from the school. By moonlighting, I mean if you have a second job and you are teaching in, for example, an English language centre. As long as there is no conflict between Queen Anne and the language centre in them gaining information from us to make themselves better, this is not allowed either. So if you are, you must tell someone in the admin, like in my school myself, this school, Miss Narmin or Miss Rafida, and they will clear it with me if it is acceptable for you to be teaching within this organisation. The private and confidentiality agreement. All members of staff must also have signed this private, it's in your pack as well, private and confidentiality agreement. If you are in a meeting in the office and some issues are being discussed, it is not acceptable to leave the office and discuss these issues outside. If there are things going on in the school, it's not acceptable that you discuss them with the parents outside in the playground. If you have been called in for a personal meeting, it is exactly that, a personal meeting. It should not be discussed. So no information that takes place in the offices should be discussed with anyone else in the school or outside of the school. Nothing that takes place in the school should be discussed outside the school with parents or on any social media pages. Okay, your salary is also private and confidential. You should never ever discuss your salary with another member of staff. You should not compare salaries. Once you signed your contract with Queen Anne, you agreed to the salary that you will receive monthly. So there should be no discussion or moaning about salaries. Again, if you do not comply, this can lead to a large fine or termination of contract. Social media. No member of staff should be taking photos of the students in any area of the classroom, the canteen, the canteen, the classroom or the play area. The only time you are permitted to take a photo is if you have been asked by Miss Narmin or Miss Rafida to take a photo of an activity that is taking place. Those photos must then go to Mr. Rebaz to be uploaded on our social media. You may not post pictures of any areas of the school or the students on any social media. No photos can be taken for the parents. Some parents will say, please take my phone, take photos. You cannot do this. This is safety for other children as well. Not every parent wants their child's picture on social media. Selfies. Please, no selfies in any area of the school. Many times I've seen staff taking selfies in corridors, in the garden. This is a professional environment. Take your selfies at home. Please be aware, I do check your Instagrams and other social media to see who is actually posting selfies from around the school grounds. It is not allowed. Verbal and written warnings. Please be aware, all verbal warnings are logged in your personal staff file. Written warnings will also be logged. If you look in your pack, you will see there is a page with the 3 procedures. You will receive 3 verbal warnings. After that, you will get 3 written warnings. Then it is termination of contracts. So if you have been advised not to do something, then do not take it lightly. Follow instructions. Penalties. Also in your pack, you will see there is a new updated penalties form. So you are aware if there is a deduction in your salary of how much you will be fined. For example, late with deadlines, dress code, late to class, late to school. It's all listed. No one can say, I did not know. You have 5 days sick leave. Sick leave is only payable if you have provided a doctor's note. If you are absent for 1 day and you provide me a doctor's note, I will pay you. If you have a second day later on and there is no doctor's note, it's a reduction in salary. So no doctor's note, no pay. Staff meetings. All staff meetings are mandatory. Like today, this staff meeting was called on a Saturday. I'm looking around the room and I know there is staff absent. In the terms of your contract, it states some Saturdays are required for meetings or if we are holding events. It's not a lot of Saturdays each year. So when the meeting is mandatory, as it is today, anyone who is absent today and does not provide me with a sick note loses a day's salary. Meetings are mandatory, regardless whether it's Saturday or after school. Mobile phones. Teachers should not walk around the school in any area with the mobile phone in their hand or in their back pocket. It looks very, very unprofessional. And we have visitors coming to the school. all the time, whether it's parents or the Ministry of Education, any other visitors. No mobile phones in your hand or on your person while you are working. Your phone can only be used in the staff room when you are on a break. One last point before I finish, and it's not actually on the meeting points. In your pack you have a form and it says staff suggestion form. Okay, the reason I've implemented this form is you're in the classrooms, you're teaching the students, you're in the school all day, okay? You may have a suggestion of a way to improve something. You may have a concern about how something is being done or dealt with. This is the purpose of this suggestion form. For example, in my school, I have many staff come to me, Miss Anne, can I discuss this with you? Miss Anne, can I discuss that? Unfortunately, I don't always have the time. With the suggestion form, you can write your suggestions or your concerns and you leave it on my desk. In this school, you can leave it with Miss Narmin. This way, we can actually listen to what you're saying and we will take it all into consideration. But please use it for sensible. So we'll close the meeting up because we have lots of other things for you to do. So I want to thank you for sitting and listening attentively. Some of it I know I've repeated before, but it's for the sake of members who haven't actually met me. And it's so important that both schools run the same. We both abide by the same rules and regulations. So please remember, we are all educators and responsible for the well-being of the students and their education. We are also the essence of Cambridge Queen Anne, so we should behave accordingly.